that, me and more. Welcome to Chat with Gunner, episode 34.
What was that?
I don't know. I think it means hello and my love. I don't know.
All
Not
right.
sure. Anyways, so last week's episode, we filmed it, we recorded it, we didn't post it. You know why? Because it didn't have any audio. That was our old Helen Yeller episode, so we're not going to post that up. You know, deaf, blind, mute girl. Not going to post that up. But so decided to have Sting and Chris in studio, and Ethan just came in with a frown.
House of fire,
Not
dude.
upside down, just on fire.
Tired.
His friends are racist against Chinese people and blacks.
That's not what I said. Good Lord.
Oh, what happened? Tell us what happened.
What's actually the problem is they don't think they're racist.
Oh yeah, well, that's half of America.
Yeah.
Can we point out the fact, first of all, that a white Vietnamese guy gets out of his car and storms in the building saying, "I hate white liberals."
Yeah,
Like,
these American whites are awful.
yeah,
Sorry, Chris. Those
are
headphones
effed.
suck. Yeah.
Great.
You just got to deal with it. Part of your life. The rest of your life sucks. Now that sucks too.
Yeah, this is pointless. This doesn't even work. I just get to hear a fan.
But no, So, this all started when my group of friends, who are 3 white people and a Hispanic man and an Asian guy.
Just to clarify, we are not those whites.
They are
You're
not those
only
whites.
half Asian. You can't classify yourself as an Asian.
He came in here and said he's a person of color.
Wait,
Let
how
him
old
be.
are you again, Ethan?
I am 23. Yeah.
23, man. Those
Yeah.
are the days.
Right?
Yeah, I wish.
We had nothing
I'm
to do
stuck
but argue
in
with your
2020.
gaming group on Facebook.
See, we didn't have gaming when we were his age.
No.
That's right.
Well,
Exactly.
remember when we would have the Halo tournaments and shit?
That's
where
right.
everyone would link up
Yep.
in the same house?
That's
And the
right.
worst thing that
Fucking
happened
fire.
is you just threw controllers. You
Yeah,
didn't
you
like
took-
get pissed off and talk about it on a podcast.
Took a piece of cardboard and put it on the TV, so you had to
Don't
split
cheat,
screen.
don't cheat.
Yeah.
You know where that originally started, though, was fucking GoldenEye 007.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
N64. God. All right.
But no,
All right, go ahead.
so one of them posts in this group chat that this lady is talking about her biracial son, who is adopted, and her white kids, and how she has to have a different talk with her white kids and with her biracial son
Why?
because he's half black.
Why?
And because statistically, cops are going to see him and say, and just think of him differently. And that's not okay. And she says it in the video. It's not okay. I am angry about that. But my friends wanted to say that she's racist for having a different conversation with her son. And they called that racially profiling her son. And that just pisses me off.
But it's your kid.
It's her kid.
So, like, the whole objective as a parent is to make sure that your kid ends up happy and healthy and whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
safe and they're protected.
Which won't happen.
No, it won't. But
No.
that's your whole goal.
Look at me.
It's fine. That's true.
But it's a 15-minute video, and they take out 2.5 minutes of this video to hate on her and call her a racist when what the entire video is actually talking about is fatherlessness in the home. And guess what? As the only person in that group that grew up without a father, I was kind of offended. Because guess what? All the statistics she was talking about, 100% true. I grew up with it. I grew up with 3 friends, all without fathers. All 3 of them are either in jail, dead, or dead broke. And there's nothing they can do about it. And it really pisses me off when I hear white people saying, and it's not even just white people, it's just people in general talking down to other people and having no idea what their life story is and thinking they know more about fatherlessness in a home than I do having lived it.
Well, I guess my question is, when did Black Lives Matter become a white movement? Like, that doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, why?
Ethan, I think you can find your answers at an Ivy League school.
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay.
And that's another thing. Those 3, the 3 white people that are in that group that are super liberal, leftist, progressive, whatever you want to call
College
them,
education.
they're all in college. Me and Justin, the other guy, who is also a person of color.
Well, isn't it odd that most college institutions are like have Marxist agendas?
Oh, yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yes. So
I mean,
that
it
makes
just came
sense.
out literally 2 weeks ago, and I was talking to Sonny at the shop about this, that,
Great guy, by the way.
oh, he's
yeah.
great. He's
Good dude.
He's what I want to be when I grow up. But it came out that Harvard legitimately, like, there's a legal case right now about how they discriminated against Asian people.
They're too smart.
Evidently,
In what way? Like they didn't want them in their school because of
Too many were getting in.
too many were getting in, and they just
Well,
stopped
you've
letting
seen
them
what
in.
happened to China. They would eventually just overtake it.
Exactly.
I get it. Good for Harvard. They're looking
Well-
out for the future, man.
That's right.
But it's just and Gunner, you made the joke that today's show needs to be American whites, and
Yeah.
I don't see why we don't call it that, because
White silence is violence.
evidently, and I don't agree with that.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like, as a straight white male in Trump's America, things aren't bad. Like, do we just feel guilty and we have to jump on these bullshit?
Here's the thing: things aren't bad, but they are bad.
That's fair.
Yes.
They aren't bad in the sense that America is the least racist, has the most access, resources, and information for anyone of any race, religion, or creed, age, you name it, to come here and do whatever the fuck you want and make something of yourself.
Right.
Yes, but what we're seeing is the downfall of a massive broken system that is either going to completely collapse or maybe get fixed. And I have a feeling it's going to fucking collapse. So.
Well, everything that has been bad forever is just now starting to expose itself.
Sure.
Because it's trying
Yeah.
to create this agenda of this other thing that is bad that everyone's like, well, it's really not that bad compared
Right.
to what's actually going on.
Objectively looking at what's going on in this country, if you took the media away, the silent majority is very real. Whether you're Trump's base or you're a Trump supporter or not, most people, I would say, would lean more towards, if you just took the name Donald Trump out of it and just put whatever the fuck the left has and whatever the fuck the right is,
Yeah.
they would choose the right.
I mean, Trump's agenda just came out for his second term.
Yeah.
And it's all stuff that I'm pretty sure I was going to do this. If I showed my friends, the same group,
And took the names off.
took the names off and showed them what his agenda was, they'd probably be like, oh, yeah,
That's not bad.
that's not bad.
That looks pretty good.
Now,
Yeah.
do I believe any of that's going to happen?
No.
Maybe. 'Cause here's
Well-
what's crazy too. If you go back to Trump's his inauguration
doing
speech, he's done everything he said in that inauguration speech.
Not
So-
to the same extent, but hey,
Right.
he also spent 4 years trying not to get impeached.
right?
Yeah.
And that's one thing too. We talked about it a minute ago, but I go back to it. Trump's either in on all of this or he's not. So
Right.
he's actually trying to save the free world, or he's just the greatest fucking distraction ever, and we're all about to get butt fucked. So
One of those two.
I just don't see it happening. I mean, it's just like you keep seeing the sensationalized media. I'm
yeah.
saying that way
Yeah.
wrong. Whatever.
Sounds perfect.
I literally saw a picture today of a black reporter on CNN standing in front of an inferno,
saw
and
this.
the lower third below him is fiery yet peaceful protest.
Yeah,
And
mostly
it's like,
peaceful.
How the hell is this peaceful?
Yeah.
Mostly
How's
peaceful.
this? The whole city's burning down behind you, you jackass! Like,
Yeah.
turn around.
There's some kind of mental disconnect for people
Well,
in the media,
I've got
in
some
power.
pretty intelligent ex-military friends that have said some people aren't going to keep getting pushed. And I think we're just now beginning to see that. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong, but I've mentioned this before. What happens when the people who have been silent have to make a choice?
Yeah.
And I think that's what personally, I think they're trying to incite a civil/race war in this fucking country.
Yes.
Because that's what they want. And if here's what they forget: outside of maybe George Soros' money and it being funded, that war ends very quickly.
Yeah.
And not the way they want it to end.
What now?
And not the way they want it to end at all.
Again, this country's being pushed right now, and a lot of people, like y'all heard me, I'm just fucking tired. I work too hard. I'm smarter than a lot of motherfuckers. I'm not lazy, and at this point, I just want to take some of these white leftist goddamn liberals and literally just fucking choke them so that I can go live my goddamn life.
Well,
So-
I just don't understand how is this far left? How is that even considered anything that they do a rational thought? Like, I'm not saying, I don't come from a family that's like you have to vote Republican. It's like you make up your own mind, you find the issues, and you vote for the issues as a person or whatever. That's how I've been raised. But looking at it from a sane, neutral standpoint, how in the blue hell do you watch these cities crumbling, burning down, the constant fighting, the rioting, the innocent getting shot, the police getting defunded, how do you look at this and say this is a sane thought to support this?
Because
I think we also need to look at like the guy that just got shot and then is now paralyzed.
Yeah.
Why is that the only thing that's on the news?
Right.
What else is going on? And at this point, I just don't believe anything.
No.
I also don't give a fuck. Go ahead, keep shooting people. It doesn't like what's it?
That's me. Sorry.
Yeah, why can't you
Thank you.
just not care? Like, not
Yeah.
caring is also bad.
evidently,
Right, but I don't care. I never did
and I
George
don't-
Floyd. I don't give
No.
a shit.
Yeah, I don't care about a bunch of it.
Yeah, 7.8 billion people, and I'm supposed to care about that guy? Sorry, I'm not gonna pander to whatever else y'all's fucking feelings are.
Yeah, I'm with you.
staying on your point, I think
I hope
what
it didn't crack your screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's hard drives in there, but I think we're good. Just move those hard drives and close it all the way and sit those on top. There we go. Yep.
what a big problem is that
Rose gold computer you got there.
It's pretty.
There's still something.
it's very pretty.
God damn it.
Jesus
But
Christ.
what part of the problem is with these quote far left groups is that they put themselves and their names.
Chris, you grab a water? Thank you.
They set their names as things that people would on the offset when you just read it agree with. Black Lives Matter. I don't see anything wrong with
But the
that.
thing is,
but then you go into what they actually are doing, and it's fucking stupid.
But that's
Antifa.
the problem. That is the problem, and I think Chris started this with his thought earlier, and I just kind of want to build on it. So the idea that we have more access to information than we've ever had before
Yep.
is, to me, the reason this uprising has even started.
Yep.
Is because you can't just hold the wool over everybody's eyes anymore.
Correct.
And that's a good thing.
We're
Let's be
watching.
honest
Oh,
here.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We have access to more information than we've ever had in our entire civilization, and we're not going to deal with the unrest. Like, you can only put your thumb down on somebody for so long before they start fighting back, and people are just fucking tired of it, if I can just be blunt. And to your point, all it takes is a quick search. Go to Google. If you have not done this, go to Google, search Black Lives Matter funding, and watch where it goes. Watch where it goes. It trickles straight up to the DNC. Straight up the DNC. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
And another
For God's
thing,
sakes, and it's
actually,
just a click and a search. Like, this isn't that difficult.
something else that actually kind of ropes back into where we started this. Black Lives Matter. Have you ever gone to their website and seen what their like criteria list is? What
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
aiming to do?
Yeah.
They're aiming to end the nuclear family. And that's exactly what I started this off by saying that's the problem. Because without the nuclear family, people are in poverty, and when people are in poverty, they commit more crime, and it doesn't matter what race you are. Like those three people that I talked about earlier, none of them were black. They were Asian, white, and one of them was Hispanic. It doesn't matter. It's just the statistics. And then you add on shit like the fucking war on drugs, and that just puts more people down. And it's all of these compounding things. And again, when it comes down to it, police brutality, sure, there are a lot of bad cops that have done horrible shit to people that didn't deserve it. But there's also a lot of good cops that have died and didn't deserve it because some people wanted to commit a crime or they've committed previous crimes and didn't want to go back to the slammer for another 3 years.
Yeah.
I've made this point before. I'll make it again. So the people like defund the police, or the other extreme, which is the police are goddamn
Militarized.
saviors and heroes and patriots. One, it's a job, and two, what happened to the idea that we can't govern our fucking selves? At the end of the day, if they make heroin legal tomorrow, I'm not going to go do it. Rape has nothing to do with police being there or not. It's a morality thing. It's a good and it's a right versus wrong thing. It's a mental thing. It's a fucking terrible person type of thing. So with that, here's the constructs of society. Let's get rid of the fucking police. Let's get rid of the government. Let's get rid of all of it.
Well,
Guess
they
what's
already
gonna
have.
happen? Give it a year. Someone's going to be back in charge running a fucking cult. All right? Someone's going to be the goddamn sheriff in town, and someone's going to be his deputy.
They're just not gonna be
Someone's gonna
called
be in
sheriffs
charge
and
of the damn
deputies and
bakery.
cops.
It's just called how society works, you
Yeah.
fucking losers. And guess what? Some of them are bad, but the police are a mafia to begin with. Are there good police? Yes. Why? Because those are good people.
Yep.
But the police system as a whole is a mafia, and you can go look that shit up. But hey, I get it. I'll sell drugs. I'll start a cult. I'll be in a mafia. If it makes me money, cool. Let's do it.
But the one thing you didn't say that fascinates me is
I'm eating steak, by the way.
if we
Smells
were
good.
if we were to do
It's
this,
not good.
No.
and we were going to defund the police, and we were going to get rid of the government, and everything that you just said, the one thing you didn't say is in a year, yes, everything is going to start restructuring because that's how society
A lot of
works.
people are gonna be dead though.
Damn right. We are going. Only the strong will survive.
No.
And you got to think about
No. The people
The
that are
people
willing
that
to
win.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Will
I
write
mean,
the
fair.
history doesn't mean, and that's what's funny too is, just because they're still alive doesn't mean they're good.
No.
Maybe they just won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean,
People,
no, I'm
people
just
that
saying,
are willing to go to more extremes are going to be the ones that win.
You're going to find look outside. Look next door right now at all the weak pieces of shit
Bingo
that funnel into this
methadone
building
clinic.
twice a day. That's why I say only the strong will survive. Those people don't stand a fucking chance.
I don't
They're
know.
done. They're gone.
You ever seen somebody?
You know how many people are going to eradicate themselves within
I don't
a
know,
year?
Man, I don't trust these white trash people, dude. Some of them are all
They're crazy.
messed up.
Yeah.
They'll fucking eat your face. They'll kill you over a hot dog, bro.
Fuck yeah,
That's true. Makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
You got to see, pick your battles. You see a group of white trash bingo players in the apocalypse, turn the other fucking way.
And you run
find-
towards the
Yeah,
zombies.
Yeah.
And run towards the zombie.
There's cat food everywhere, bro. Just be patient.
Yeah. God, man, I don't know. This world's going.
Yeah, where are you at? I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
You haven't talked much. Where
Man,
are you
that's
at?
what
on
I
all
said,
this?
man. I was just gonna get up here. I was gonna ask some questions and let you guys go. I like listening to your guys' view on things. I don't know. I wanted to hear Ethan's rant.
Are you as tired as I am? I'm just fucking worn out.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's over here bitching and complaining and being negative about not, having a job, not having time to do things. It's like, man, I'm doing more things now during all of this than I probably ever have.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It's one of those things where it's like, man, do I even want to keep doing this on Thursdays? And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it because I said I was gonna keep doing it. Be consistent with it. It's just, things happen. Last week the show didn't go the way I wanted it to, and now we're behind one. But it's not because we didn't show up and do it. It just had an accident. Had an accident. So
I mean,
don't
there's
know,
such thing as bad days at the office, but I mean, for fuck's sake, every day this year has been bad.
It gets worse
in one way, shape,
Dude,
or form.
it goes. I've been working my ass off. I've been pivoting. I've been doing everything right that a goddamn American should be doing when it comes to seizing opportunity, being a good fucking neighbor, you name it. And it's almost like I'm getting smacked in the face for it.
Yeah, what do you have to show for it?
Like
Nothing.
it's I build something, create something, prosper something, and then the people that want to be a part of it,
don't respect it.
they don't respect it. They actually don't. People are just fucking lazy, dude. Like I literally am fucking like violently angry. I've been breaking stuff all week. I'm just mad. I'm just fucking mad. And so yeah, if the world does go to shit, I'll probably start drinking again. And then you're gonna see, like in all those movies where the kids get beat because dad's drunk again. That's gonna be me in the apocalypse, dude. I'm just gonna be a drunk, angry dad. I don't even have kids. I'll find some.
He's gonna
though.
borrow
plenty.
some
Yeah.
to beat.
There's plenty. You probably save some and then just beat them up.
I saved you. You better love me. That's dark.
Speaking of
especially with
that,
all the,
how about
But hey, back to Ethan's point, if you save one that's black and white, you're gonna have different conversations with
Sure.
that one.
Very
than the other one.
Yeah. But back
Yeah.
to the original point, not original point, but we were talking about it earlier. Hillary Clinton, wasn't she supposed to have something on the September 9th?
she had a deposition, Ethan, and now
Yeah.
it's no longer happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
is
just
that in the
fascinating.
news at all?
That's fucking convenient. You know what? I've got a goddamn hearing with my ex-old lady about our kid on September 5th. You think I'm going to be able to dodge out of that, motherfucker? No.
No.
I need some of that fucking Hillary Clinton magic. Anybody
It's
got
not
some
magic.
Anybody got some adrenochrome
It's
laying
some
around?
sex magic, bro.
Jesus, like how the fuck?
Stupid.
What else is going on?
I've got a theory, though.
I love these theories.
Oh.
Oh yeah, your theories are good.
I've got a couple theories. So one, let's just say, knowing the occult for what it is. The occult always has to share what they're doing publicly, so that the ritual and the magic that they're performing and the blood that will be spilled can
It's
be
stronger,
atoned.
right?
All right, so it can be fulfilled. So whether it's the Save the Children movement, which there's some bad money behind that too, you see everything that's going on. How smart would it be? Again, like let's take the QAnon movement. We've been digging into it for months.
Yeah.
My same position has always been Trump's either in on all this or he's trying to save the world. I stand right now. I think he's in on all of it, and shit's about to get really rough.
So you flipped your opinion on that.
It's not that I've flipped. I've just continually seen more and more and more evidence of, well, fuck. Maybe this is what this actually means.
Before we get further,
Yeah.
why do you think that? What are you seeing?
Trump's history in the Kabbalah, who his lawyers are, who his real inner circle is that no one sees in the news. Like he's a fucking Zionist. He is the same thing Hillary Clinton is. He's just a better actor. So, but with all that being said, two things here. So they're trying to let everybody know what's actually going on. One, because the truth, if it is what it is going to create chaos. It's going to stir the spirits of man in general, just because, oh fuck, something wrong is happening in the world, especially let's use children, for example. That's going to make people make choices and be verbal and do things. While all that's happening, they're planning their steps, whether it's through race wars or food shortages, the list goes on, and I think we're all about to get punched in the fucking mouth. And it's going to be one thing after a fucking another, because that's what this year has been. It's been wave after wave after wave, and the next couple of ones, it's one thing to get punched in the face in a fight, okay? It's another thing to take that one blow to where you almost don't get up. I think that's what's coming. I think we're about to get hit in this
we're
country.
already on the ropes. We're
like
rocking.
We're on the ropes, and I have a
And
feeling
this is
we're
the
going to get
TKO.
hit, and we're not going to get TKO'd. This is going to be the hit to where
Our legs don't work.
yeah, stuff's about to get like, oh fuck.
So-
but with that being said, two trains of thought. Movies are always telling us something. So let's say that Trump is trying to save the fucking world. If he is, here's my conclusion. Something happened in 2010 to 2012 with CERN and Project Looking Glass. Okay, these are both time travel, time manipulation machines,
With who?
technology. Project Looking Glass and CERN. Look up CERN in Switzerland.
Okay.
The Hadron Collider. They
Okay.
do some weird
The
shit.
Mandela
Look
effect,
up their
same idea.
ritual. Yes,
Gotcha.
something happened in time, and I think what was originally supposed to happen was the Obama-Clinton era of the destabilization of America, and which would then usher in a one-world government. Like COVID-19 was always the plan. It was always the plan. It just so happened that Trump's president. So if he isn't in on it and he's trying to save the world, something happened in those timelines, and now we're living in both of them. They got merged. The world was supposed to go to shit, and it didn't. But it doesn't mean that old timeline died off. Now we're just living in two of them.
Right.
Because I remember 2010, I was probably going to be I was going to be the next
You're gonna be a
Kenneth fucking
televangelist, yeah.
Copeland, dude.
No, dude,
And
fuck
something
that. You were
clicked.
the next Joel Osteen.
Yeah, definitely Joel Osteen. But something clicked. Something changed. And it changed fast. And so I don't know what's going on, but that's my theory. If Trump is trying to save the world, we're living in two separate timelines. If he's not, then that's fucking stupid and I'm a loser, but we're all fucked.
So, speaking of Trump's either a hero or like the worst ever, I'm going to play this if you don't care. I'm just going to put it up to the mic. So, somebody actually asked him about QAnon. I don't know if you saw this in the briefing. Have you seen it?
No.
No. Okay. So here's what happened.
The QAnon movement appears to be gaining a lot of followers. Can you talk about what you think about that and what you have to say to people who are following this movement right now?
Well, I don't know much about the movement other than I understand they like me very much, which I appreciate. But I don't know much about the movement. I have heard that it is gaining in popularity, and from what I've heard, these are people that when they watch the streets of Portland, when they watch what happened in New York City in just the last 6 or 7 months, but this was starting even 4 years ago when I came here, almost 4 years, can you believe it? These are people that don't like seeing what's going on in places like Portland and places like Chicago and New York and other cities and states. And I've heard these are people that love our country and they just don't like seeing it. So I don't know really anything about it other than they do supposedly like me, and they also would like to see problems in these areas, like especially the areas that we're talking about, go away, because there's no reason the Democrats can't run a city. And if they can't, we will send in all of the federal, whether it's troops or law enforcement, whatever they'd like, we'll send them in, we'll straighten out their problem in 24 hours or less, okay?
Well, at the crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind? Or
Well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there, and we are actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country, and when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow. The rest of the world would follow. That's the importance of this country.
Very interesting.
The fact that he's even acknowledging it.
It's a pretty interesting response. And so here's the thing, and I can see both sides of Chris's argument.
Yeah.
I can. But at the same time, the distraction part, honest to God, just seems a little too far-fetched for me.
Yeah.
I honest to God think he's actually here to actually do good.
Here's the thing with Trump. If you read his book,
If you don't mind, real quick, keep his book thought. But if you actually look at who his best friend was, which was JFK Jr., who was always there to push whatever his father couldn't accomplish when he was in office. And you look at what Trump is doing, there's a lot of parallels with what JFK was doing. And if you look at, if you also, Ethan, you can probably back me up on this, but if you look at the Democratic Party in the 1960 race compared to the Democratic Party now, it's a lot different.
oh yeah,
Democrats in the 60s were probably more so Republican in 2020.
yeah.
So there's a lot of parallels between JFK and Trump. And nobody wants to talk about it, but it's true.
Bottom line, Donald Trump is a winner, a competitive winner.
Well, so was Charlie Sheen.
Well, he should be his running mate. But what I'm saying is like he doesn't want to lose whatever he thinks the competition is.
No.
Being a president. So I don't know why he would try to do anything to hurt us.
Right.
Or to make us go backwards.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, we were in the best place financially as a country ever in the history of this great country in February. And then Corona happens.
Right.
And, you know, the Democrats, they're jumping onto that. They're holding onto that, and they're using all these numbers to now say, this is what making America great is. This is what keeping America great is. The worst financial situation we've been in. People dying of coronavirus. Like, you're too late for closing down everything. He was the first one to try to close down things.
Absolutely was. And here's the thing. Here's my sentiment on coronavirus. I don't think I've been on the show since coronavirus has really been an issue. There's a few things I know. Thing number one, I have yet to wear a mask in public on my own recognizance. I mean, if I want to go to Costco, yeah,
right,
I'll put a mask on. But just because I want, I don't. Okay. I don't. I think it's bullshit.
Right. Do you shame people for not wearing masks or wearing masks?
Absolutely not.
No, because
especially not publicly.
Yeah.
I'll be like, look at this jackass wearing a mask. Like, that's going to help him.
Yeah, but you don't care.
I don't care.
Right.
Furthermore, I'll take it a step further. You and I talk into the same microphone weekly. I do my show from right there where you're sitting, same mic, same setup. You do your show the next night, same mic, same setup. I've never once Lysoled that mic.
Neither have I.
Exactly. So, I mean, whatever. Gunner and I are a lot closer than you think. Right. But the thing is, I got tested last Wednesday, and the only reason I got tested is because they were set up in the parking lot here at the office.
Yeah.
Literally the only reason. I would have never done it on my own accord.
Right.
And I got tested, and I'm negative. I'm negative. I've been through all these trying months of coronavirus. Wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. Everything's shut down. Don't go out. And as soon as a bar would open, I would go and drink because I don't want to be stuck at home. And I would go and drink without a mask with a group of people just to bullshit and have fun and enjoy my camaraderie. And I don't have it. What does that tell you? And then you also have people, and don't get me wrong, I can sympathize with the 181,000, I think is the number now, deaths in America, 181,000. That means there's 181,000 families have been affected by this, and I will sympathize with you guys. no problem. But out of 328 million people, I will play those odds all day. All day. There's no way. 181,000
You know, I haven't
compared
thought
to
about
328 million.
Let's check this. Let's check this stat. See if this is out there, Ethan. Look this up.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't even know how this is possible to look up. This is going to be a great stat if we can find it. Out of the people that have coronavirus, that had symptoms, not asymptomatic, that actually had symptoms,
That went to the hospital.
they went to the hospital, complained,
Yeah.
was very vocal about it. What percentage of them are Democrats?
Ooh.
I don't know if they asked that at a
But
hospital.
I will say, let me say, actually, go ahead. Finish your
I
thought, but
don't know of a person that I would consider conservative or Republican that has had extreme negative effects of coronavirus.
You know what? Now that I think about it, the people that I know for sure that have had it, yeah, they're not necessarily.
Let me tell you this. I'm not going to name names.
Don't.
And I'm going to try to keep it as distant as possible. So this girl that I'm close to, her baby daddy got coronavirus and didn't tell her to have their kid checked, even though he went and got tested.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and got tested, and then like 4 days later was like, hey, you probably should get our kid tested. Like, oh, well, why didn't you tell me you got tested? Like, obviously, if this was that big of an issue. Super liberal. Like, would teabag Joe Biden liberal.
Who, the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, I've been getting tested every couple of weeks since March when this happened. And it's like, are you hunting for it?
Yeah.
Like, you're literally looking for this to come into your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want this to happen. It's like a trophy.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
They're right.
And fast forward, the kid wasn't positive.
Mm-hmm.
Sister wasn't positive.
Mm-hmm.
Mom wasn't positive.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in the house was positive.
So check this. So this is family, so I don't want to go too deep into it.
Right.
But family,
Yeah.
someone in family, younger person in family, got the Rona.
Oh, shit.
Asymptomatic. 0 symptoms, felt fine, had to self-quarantine for 10 days. Got it from a person that lives with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm trying to say this as nice as I can. That person, extreme liberal, had all the symptoms. Very sick. Very sick. Deathly sick over the coronavirus. Live in the same house. Was also gone in 10 days. So this person that's close to me had some other family members test. One tested positive, asymptomatic.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the family she lives with, whom also might be plus 60 years old, no coronavirus.
See? And you know what's it's incredible to me. So I've heard it affected the people because I know somebody who was actually on a ventilator. But the majority of the people that I know, it's like I was tired for 2 days, had a runny nose, felt lethargic, lost my sense of taste and smell for a week. I was fine.
Yeah.
Which brings me to what I tell everybody when they ask me my opinion on this. And it's like, if you honestly want to know how I feel, political or not, if this wasn't an election year, would this be that big of a deal? Because here's the thing about COVID-19. Yes, it's coronavirus. And all these morons, by the way, if you're a jackass that holds up a Lysol can and says, this fight's coronavirus. Hey, you stupid fuck. Swine flu, coronavirus. H1N1, coronavirus. What's the other one I missed? SARS, coronavirus. All forms of coronavirus, you stupid bastard.
Flu.
Yeah, like, I mean, for fuck's sake, they're all forms of coronavirus. God damn. Like, why are we having such a hard time wrapping our mind around this? And then the reason being is the sensationalizing that the media does.
Yeah.
They say coronavirus, everybody freaks the fuck out, and then you got the damn morons that are like, oh, well, Lysol kills it, fuck, we're fine. And at the end of the day, it probably does.
Yeah.
It probably does. But just the fact that you and I don't go out and hang out. I mean, we're buddies. If I asked you
Yeah.
for a beer, I'm sure
Yeah.
you'd go out and have a beer.
Right.
But we don't go out and like normally hang.
Yeah. I see you once a week. That's enough
But
here.
yeah, right. But you go out and you have your own life, and I've got my own life.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that one piece of equipment in front of you connects us
to hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah. And at the same time connects your germs with mine, and we're both fine.
Yeah.
Nobody's freaking out. Nobody's dying.
Hey, and guess what? I'm not getting tested. Unless I have to get tested because I go to the emergency room because I'm sick. But you know what? I take vitamin D, I work out, I drink my water, eat a good meal plan.
I got tested just to find out. Like, let's just see. Let's just see what this is.
If somebody had one and said, hey, I'm sticking this up your nose, see if you got corona, I'd be like, oh, okay, go ahead.
That's exactly what it was. It was a drive-through over here, like literally in our parking lot.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go search for it.
No, fuck that.
No.
So
Because I don't care.
I was running some numbers. I couldn't find
Specifically that data set?
specifically that, but I did some number crunching because this is what I like to do. And so the flu virus last year, guess what the death rate was?
I don't know.
Over 100,000.
No,
Well, the death rate.
I would say over 1%.
Oh, the death rate. I'm
it was
sorry.
2%.
Okay.
I did the numbers for the coronavirus just in America.
Yep.
You've got
This is death rate.
And you
yes,
used
this
today's
is
numbers, right?
yes,
Figure?
today's
Okay.
numbers from the CDC.
What's that, 180,000 people?
181.
So no. Today's rates or today's numbers that I was able to find on the CDC that I refreshed like 3 or 4 times. The number of total cases that have been confirmed.
Oh, cases. Okay, you're going cases, not deaths.
Well, I'll get there.
Okay.
Cases 5,799,046. Number of deaths reported 178,998. Doing the math, the death rate from just that. Now, there may be people in the middle of Wyoming that have gotten a really bad case of coronavirus and they've just been wiped out. Sure, maybe that's possible. But of the numbers that we are being told and are shown to us by the people that we're told to listen
The
to,
CDC.
the CDC, 0.003. Or
Correct.
0.03, sorry.
0.03. So here's what I think, and this is what I say all the time. People look at me like I'm stupid. I tell people, let's just say it's 181,000. Let's round it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That doesn't really change the statistic.
Statistic, yeah.
Yeah.
So 181,000 out of 328,000 people, and people are like, well, what do you think about that? And I'm like, I will play those odds in Vegas all day. If I walked up to a craps table in Vegas and the dealer said, you have a 0.3% chance of going broke. A 0.03% chance of going broke. Do you want to take that risk? I'm throwing fucking dice all night. All night. Why? Because those odds are fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
Like, for God's sakes.
Say you're at the slot machine.
The slot machine.
And every point
Every
03
spin.
times you're
Yeah.
going to not win.
Yeah. Every spin. But the 0.03 you're going to lose. Or you're going to win. But that 0.03 you're going to lose. I'm going to fucking sit there. I'm going to be in Vegas for a month.
You're never going to run out of money.
And I'm going to come back a wealthy motherfucker. Dude, like, I mean, honestly, think about that.
Yeah.
Here's another statistic, doing a little bit more number crunching. U.S. population, 328.2 million people.
Yeah.
Of the deaths of coronavirus,
Uh-huh.
0.0005%. Now, again,
You play those fucking odds,
coronavirus is much more contagious than the flu.
0.0000. So that is 10th, 100th, 1000th. So a fifth
millionth.
of a millionth percent.
Yeah.
Hang on.
What?
You just said coronavirus is more contagious than the flu.
Supposedly.
Right.
That's what we've been told. And if that's true, then sure. I don't want to catch it. I don't want anybody that I know to catch it. I don't want people that I don't know to catch it. But if we're really good, again, playing the odds, I'm still going to play those odds.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about this. Remember when swine flu came out? What was that, a couple of years ago? 3 or 4
Came out
years
like
ago?
a hot new album.
First of all, those numbers are a lot worse.
Right, but do you remember when that came out?
Yeah.
And you saw those pictures and video of everybody in China wearing masks, right? What is China?
It's like the
What is China? Is that
next to India.
a socialist government?
No, it's communist.
Communist. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
a communist government.
Yeah.
My bad. Wrong word.
It's
Wrong
actually,
word.
If you're going to go where I think you're going to go, communist is technically more right-leaning than left.
That's not what I'm saying, jackass.
Okay.
Shut up, Ethan. Go back to Vietnam. You
That's
guys
also
won
communist.
the war. Shut the fuck up. Does it not seem as if there is like a dictation going on in the U.S.? Because back when swine flu came out, it was like,
Yeah.
nobody's worried here.
Right?
Nobody wore a fucking mask.
No.
Nobody cared.
Honestly,
But China, you
I
see
don't even
everybody in
remember it.
masks. Yeah.
I was a senior in high school.
Yeah. So you saw everybody in masks in China.
I didn't even watch the news.
And look at us now. You didn't have Channel 1 News when you were in high school? What's
I
wrong
didn't,
with you?
I didn't watch the news. Like I just didn't. Like I watched sports and worked. Like I just didn't watch the news.
You rat bastard. But the point is, seeing that, and now you're seeing it every day, no matter where you go. And we're in the most red part of this country outside of Texas.
Yeah, we're pretty red over here.
I mean, we're red as shit. And you still see people wearing masks.
yeah.
It's mind-blowing.
Ethan, you found any numbers yet on why Democrats are the only ones that get
Well,
experience symptoms from coronavirus?
I can't find those numbers, but let's also talk about this. Is it also interesting? Which, actually, thinking about it, it's not that interesting. But the highest populated cities are also the ones that are obviously going to get coronavirus.
Also, the ones that have the 5G towers,
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Well,
which I think that's just based off population and
technically,
Yeah, that's
Chattanooga
change.
has 5G towers now. So
Yeah, we also do.
it is
yeah,
what it
so-
is. But, yeah,
Just wait,
I mean,
it's going to be a hot spot.
of course, New York City is going to have more cases. Why? Because these motherfuckers are living in 70-story apartment complexes.
And the AC is circulating in
Everything.
everything.
On top of, don't get upset, Ethan, but Chinese restaurants that serve dog that probably brought some
Probably.
corona over.
Yeah, that's very true.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not
Well, here's the
The
thing.
Vietnamese people.
Going back to white liberals.
these American whites. Back
Are
to
the
the
American whites.
This is where we put a bow on the episode.
Yep.
I mean, honestly. But do you remember when this first kind of blew up a little bit in America? What event was going on right then?
Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year. And
Chinese New Year.
guess who? Our favorite Democrat. Guess who was saying, "Don't stay home. Go out and have a good time at Chinese New Year."
What are you talking
Pelosi.
about? Bill Gates?
Nancy
Dr.
Pelosi.
Fauci?
No, Pelosi was
Nancy
in.
Pelosi?
Nancy Pelosi.
She was in Chinatown in California
Chinatown.
talking about that.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Just
Yeah.
come on out.
Just come
Yeah.
on out. Don't be racist. You don't want to be racist.
And it goes
Lady,
back to the
we
Bill
had
and
a
Melinda.
pandemic already started. You want to just go out?
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funding the lab in Wuhan.
Yeah.
And also,
Obama giving the money to Wuhan back into the day.
did they?
By the way, I bought a Reagan Bush hat,
Yeah.
and it was shipped to me from Wuhan.
Ooh.
And I pulled it out, didn't wash it, put it on. I'm still negative.
How
So
about
what does
that?
that tell you? I, mean,
Did you take the test with that hat on?
I should have.
You should have.
Damn it!
Honestly, though,
It's a missed opportunity.
if if this all is like totally true and not just played up, if everything's true, Steve, you're the luckiest fucking man on the fucking planet Earth right now.
Well, wait a minute. Just check this out. You said you were going to give us some flu numbers. Did
Yes.
you? Okay, so give us the flu numbers in comparison to the coronavirus.
Well, I did.
I
It
want
was
to no. I
2%.
want you to look
That
up.
was
I
the
want to know
mortality
how
rate.
many people died of the flu last year.
2%. Well, not.
I want a fucking
okay.
number. I want a
Give me-
number
give
of
me a
deaths
second.
from influenza.
All right.
Well, I mean, it'd be easy to do that.
Because we're at 178,000 right now with coronavirus in 6 months. Let me know.
What's 2%
what
of
influenza is for the year.
328 million?
I don't fucking know. Do I look like a mathematician?
I use a calculator.
Yeah.
I don't
even
have one
care
near
to
me.
do that. I've got one on my phone, but
I usually
What-
mess up percentages
Also,
on
something
calculator
to
too.
think about with the influenza virus. We also have vaccines for it.
okay.
So,
just tell me
that's not-
what's the number.
That I
for
also don't get.
2018 flu deaths U.S.
2018, well, 2019.
2019 flu deaths U.S.
So,
it is 2020 in it. Yeah,
Flu
fuck.
deaths, 24,000 to 62,000.
So 62,000.
Out of 39 to 56 million cases.
So flu actually isn't as bad as coronavirus. If you use those numbers.
In theory.
In theory.
How many less flu deaths are there this year in comparison to last year? And how do we know that those aren't corona deaths
That's a good point.
since it is new? How do we know that pneumonia is not being corona deaths? How do we know
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, I've looked into the CDC's numbers. I would have to kind of dig for it now, but on the CDC's website, they have like the chart of like what numbers they're counting for what.
Yeah.
Coronavirus deaths, not including influenza, are really low. Or influenza or pneumonia, but the coronavirus cases that involve influenza or pneumonia
Are driven higher.
holy shit, so much higher.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's kind of the ongoing joke, right? You know, you go out, you swim in the ocean, you get bit by a great white shark, you die from coronavirus.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, that's
But, you know...
may not be true, but at the beginning, it seemed like it was
Well,
pretty
that's
fucking true.
how the hospitals are getting paid, right? I mean...
Which is why you saw such inflated numbers, because if we put the cause of death as COVID, we're going to get a government boost.
Yeah.
Now, here's the...
Economically.
Here's the sad thing. What if, and this is me playing the other side of the fence, what if we didn't inflate the numbers? What if we didn't just say, hey, everyone's got the corona? What if the test actually worked and we were like 100% true? What if all that happened? What if 180,000 people actually died, and out of those 180,000 people, only 300,000 of them actually contracted the virus? Now you've got something that's kind of serious.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, if you get this, you're going to die.
pretty much.
But all these other numbers make it just seem like it's not that big of a deal.
And it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
What are we talking about? Racism?
Exactly.
American whites and Corona.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nancy
Which is a
Pelosi
phenomenal
and
beer.
Chinese New
Right.
Year.
I prefer it with a lime, maybe a touch of salt, but
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine in New York called me today, and she's like straight up born and raised New Yorker and completely not
yeah.
here.
But like uber liberal?
No,
Or-
no, no. I'm saying like not this Michelle, like
Right.
another friend, like straight
Yeah.
up born and raised in New York, and she was just like, no, me and my boyfriend, we don't fucking wear masks. Like this is all bullshit.
That's what I was talking about earlier. I haven't worn a mask since this thing started
No,
on my
I
own
haven't worn one.
recognizance. And I'm still
might have-
negative.
I might have brought up the best data point that we need to get numbers on.
'Kay.
And I think you walked out when we brought it up.
Thank God.
How many, percentage-wise, this might be the number one statistic we need to find out in order to solve this whole issue.
Okay.
I'm dead serious. All right. When it comes to coronavirus, contracting it, having symptoms, not asymptomatic, like having terrible symptoms, possibly dying. Those people. How many of those people are Democrats, and how many of those people are conservatives? Because I personally do not know one conservative that has gotten the coronavirus and not been asymptomatic.
So this thing actually is partial to your political opinions and beliefs.
Well, I told the story. I said,
Fuck.
think about it.
Hey, man, if you bleed red, you're good. If you bleed blue, you're fucked.
I told the story
You
of
could have rhymed that better.
someone in my family contracted corona from someone they live with at the moment, right?
And that person was liberal.
One person's liberal, one person's conservative. The conservative, no symptoms, still had to quarantine. The liberal, deathly ill,
This would be a
you bleed
hilarious
blue,
video
you're
game.
screwed.
but
Yeah,
overcame it
that's better.
in the same amount of 10 days. That person's family's views, very liberal. They all got it, all became deathly ill.
Okay.
The other person's family's views are not that, and they're conservative. Some of them got it, not all of them, just a couple, asymptomatic,
Yep.
no big deal. I do not know, and if you are one, I do not know one conservative that has died or contracted the virus and had deathly ill symptoms.
And I bet if
not
they did
asymptomatic.
die, they were closet liberal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn right.
Yep.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Or
I
they,
can't come
or,
out.
Or
I
they
live in
died of
Tennessee.
something else,
Yep.
or they died. They were like 93 years old and they died from coronavirus.
Right. And there's not a 93-year-old liberal in this country at all.
No.
No,
We know
you're
that
right.
for a fact.
No, he'd be burning his
That's
house down if there
science.
was.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good point. I think we need to get some numbers. We can probably put
saying.
together a little sample.
Yeah, and this should tell people something, too. Why is it that every goddamn celebrity is a liberal? Every single fucking one of them.
Yeah,
That
really.
should tell you something.
Except for Tim Allen.
Except for Tim. I'm saying,
Let's save Tim Allen.
yeah.
He's a conservative
all
through and
but
through.
The ones that aren't canceled are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear.
Athletes too.
He doesn't touch
Yeah.
kids, and he's a goddamn American.
Like what?
Woody,
What's the
touch his kids.
what's gonna happen? What's the end goal of canceling and postponing the rest of the season? Michael Jordan called the Players Association today to pretty much be like, so what's the fucking goal here, losers? Like he was being the voice. They said Michael Jordan, the voice of reason. So what's gonna happen by y'all not playing, you morons?
Wait, I'm sorry. Michael
Goddamn nothing.
Michael Jordan's black, right?
Yeah.
Last time I checked.
He also owns a shit ton of for-profit prisons. No one knows that either.
That's fair.
Yeah, smart man. He's a billionaire. He's not Michael Jordan for no reason.
So the GOAT documentary, whatever it is, what
Yeah.
was it? What was it called? The Jordan one. The game.
Ah, shit.
What-
I had to ask.
Anyways,
Son of a bitch.
Anyways, so the
We've
Jordan,
all watched it.
the Jordan documentary following his team through the years of whatever. Anyways,
I'm baffled now.
The Last Dance.
Yeah,
The
The Last Dance.
God damn it.
Check this out. Listen, this is the greatest stat I heard today. The Last Dance. This is not people that watched one episode and said, "No, I don't want to watch the rest." Not people that watched, just clicked on, happened to see on ESPN, and then didn't watch the rest. This is people that were watching the episode because of, you can, I guess, the way you can find numbers now through intellectual property, watched every second of every episode.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
There's more of those people than have watched all of the NBA playoffs combined.
That makes total sense. Well, first of all, hats off to the motherfuckers that produced that thing because they did it.
It was beautiful.
So well.
Probably the greatest sports documentary
Ever.
made yet.
Yeah, ever. Like, it's incredible. But we watched it, and hell, we rewatched episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and yeah, you're right. Every fucking second. Like, you didn't want to miss what Scottie Pippen was going to say.
Could you imagine
what
all
Dennis
the
Rodman
archives
was
they
gonna
had to
say.
go through for that?
Oh, my
I bet
God,
that was
dude.
so much
Jeez.
fucking fun. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if that was my job,
Well,
dude,
I
that
mean,
would've
you're a
been
basketball
incredible.
fucking
Yeah, I would have
freak,
just been like,
so-
fuck yeah, I get to watch 90s Bulls fucking.
Wait, I got to watch the 91
goddamn
finals
AM
again, the 92 finals?
VHSs all day? Let's do it.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Pretty sweet.
Rewind, Gavin.
But, does
yeah.
that settle the GOAT debate? As far as who's most popular?
Dude, here's the thing.
I think it settles the debate on or not
Jordan's
even the
getting more
debate, but I think it
views now.
settles. I think it settles where our culture is and where our culture
Here's what's gonna
enjoyed
happen.
being.
Let's say the world continues. LeBron James is going to end up with marks on his career, not just from an athlete, but from a social standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's actually going to play in his favor because you've got a handful of other black athletes out there speaking on the same issues. I don't get involved in these issues, one, because I don't give a fuck, and no one wants to hear my opinion anyways.
True.
But from a basketball perspective and a legacy perspective and a GOAT perspective, LeBron James, every single day he opens his mouth, it's taking away from
Tarnishing.
the actual player that is LeBron James.
It's something that's going to go into a documentary.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: you're
And
an
how it's
athlete.
painted, how that documentary is painted is going to also sway people's opinions and views.
Sure.
But you're going to see it when a handful of these other players, if the seasons ever continue, like LeBron is going to fade away in a way that I don't think people are like ready for kind
Right.
of stuff. So, and I don't think it's going to be in a good light.
Here's the thing: you're an athlete. You're not an activist. You're not getting paid millions of dollars to tell us what your political stance is. You're getting paid millions of dollars to go out there and do what you're good at and entertain us.
Right, but that's where the entertainment industry is. It's owned
No,
and
you're
bought and
right.
paid for.
But the
and
thing is,
you're top guy.
if you watch The Last Dance, Michael Jordan was an activist for a few things: his coach, his team, his players. Like when general manager's trying to fuck head coach
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. Thank you. I knew it was Phil. I couldn't think of the last name. Phil Jackson. He stood up for what he believed in,
I'll tell you this much: Michael
but he's
Jordan,
not fucking throwing out political views.
Michael Jordan doesn't fucking care.
No,
I know he doesn't
he
fucking
doesn't
care.
give a shit.
I know he doesn't. You know why? Because guess what? Most people actually don't fucking care.
Right?
And if you're a billionaire, it doesn't mean you care more.
Right.
His problems are bigger than what's going on in Chicago, and he
Yeah.
knows that. Because they're his problems.
Damn
Hear what
right.
I just said? They're his problems. He doesn't
Mhm.
give a fuck.
Yep.
Why should he? Oh, wait, you got billions of dollars. Go save the world. Not how it works, motherfuckers. Change the system.
Hey, another stat I saw today, speaking of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So if you take all the NFL players, you add up their real estate and their business ventures, they're worth over $99 billion. Back to your point, if we took $10 billion of that and just put it towards
Yeah, world hunger.
world hunger.
Solved real quick.
Yeah. But those are the same people that
Yeah.
are crying and bitching right now
Yep.
about everything that's going on.
Yep.
Isn't that funny?
World, man. The world. But hey, give somebody with millions of dollars and a platform, a microphone, and you can make any revolution, man. People are gullible and stupid.
Yep.
But watch what happens when there's no fucking food. Those people aren't going to give a shit if they're black or white.
And the trucks aren't moving.
Yeah.
You know what's incredible, though? Like, we were talking about the difference in Democrats and Republicans from 50 years ago to now. Remember when you were Republican, the rich get richer, Democrats, the poor get a little bit better. You're right?
Yeah.
They never get richer, but a little bit better. And that was the whole thing. Democrats were blue collar,
Yeah.
Republicans were white collar, right? What the fuck happened? Nobody cares about the low socioeconomic.
All of those
Nobody
people
does.
were friends.
It's all about fucking fighting battles that don't really fucking matter. Black Lives Matter, that battle has existed for 200 plus years in this country. Why is it just now getting fought? And by the way, remember when Martin Luther King did it and actually gave more to black people in this country than anything Black Lives Matter has done, and he did it peacefully?
Yeah, guess what?
Marching
You should
across
go
a
look
fucking
up,
bridge, arm in arm.
You should go look up his relationships to the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. It'll
I get
change-
it. I get
no,
it.
No,
I'm just saying.
it will change everyone's perspective and narrative on who Martin Luther King Jr. really was, and then it just nullifies. Once again, everything that's fucking going on and what people think is important, it's fucking not, because you're all losers.
My whole point, though, is you didn't see him burning down the ghetto.
No, because he was shot.
Like, yeah, that's true. Torch in hand, but he got shot before he could do it.
Yep.
Yikes.
Hey, dude, history, baby. Nobody's going to remember us.
It's only written by the victors, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to lose, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And it's just a fact. I mean, it's not a fact.
Yeah, dude, if I died today, people are going to be sad for about 9 days. And then after that, guess what?
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah, if I'm lucky. And then guess what's going to happen? Someone's going to have something important come up, and they're going to forget about me for a full day.
Yep.
Who fucking cares, dude?
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
If you
But hey,
die,
dude-
though, I am going to put your body in one of those bags with a tree planted inside it so we can visit you as you grow.
Cool.
We'll pour alcohol on you. That's when you can drink again. when
Dennis
you're
and
on
I
the
will
tree.
piss on it so you grow quicker.
That's cool. I had someone say to me once that they're like, fuck me, they're never going to come to my funeral. I'm thinking, why would I give a shit if you're at my funeral? I'm dead, you dumbass.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like, come
matter.
up with something better.
Yeah, that's a good
People,
point.
dude.
God, how old were you when you had somebody say that to you?
Oh, it hasn't been that long ago. my
Really?
friend. Yeah.
Jesus.
Not everybody likes me. I
Well, it
get it.
doesn't matter, but fuck. Like, that sounds like something
I'm
a
not coming to
4-year-old
your
would
funeral.
say.
Yeah, dude, I'm not,
I'm not coming to your funeral,
fucking-
bro.
Yeah.
And your mom's
Yeah.
boobies are nice.
Like I'm gonna die before you, right?
Yeah. If I'm dead, y'all been dead for 2 weeks.
Damn right. Except for Gunner, he's kind of a badass.
I don't know.
I don't know.
At least he's humble.
I don't know, man. Doing those boxing classes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how long I make it.
Hey, God, who was it? It wasn't Jocko. Fuck. But it was one of those guys that all hangs out in that same circle of friends.
Yeah.
But, like, this dude was, like, super trained, tactical, all kinds of stuff with his gun. And one of them was just like, yeah, but if you don't know hand-to-hand combat, he's like, you're just holding my weapon.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's a good fucking point.
Yeah.
So,
It's been a life learning experience the past 6, 7, 8 weeks.
do you feel better about holding your own a little bit?
Dude, yeah, okay, so I'm a strong, explosive, athletic guy.
Yeah.
Very confident in my abilities in any type of wrestling situation or tussle or physical.
Tussle, that's a
Yeah.
great word.
Tussle is a great word.
Yeah.
Like, not a fight, not a push and match, but like a tussle. Like, if we got in a tussle, I feel
Yeah.
like I got this.
You belong in Britain very well.
Right, security type situations. Like, hey, man, get back. I'm going to tussle you. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
type
yeah.
thing, you know? Been in a couple fights, but nothing where I had to, like, be technically sound.
Okay.
More like, hey, man, look over there. One of those type deals.
So you cheap shotted somebody.
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, it wasn't like I was trying to I wasn't trying to be in a technical fight.
Gotcha.
Right.
Take them to the ground, maybe hit them. They're trying to hit my buddy.
You
hit 'em
weren't
from behind.
Antifa-ing anybody.
I was not like in there like, well, let's we'll throw some combos on you, right? And I'm gonna duck and dodge. So when you start taking these classes, you get in there, and I'm sure you know the feeling from like high level basketball, for example, right? The first year you do it, you're around guys that have been doing it for 5 years. They know that high level with 5 years of experience,
Right.
So it's very slow to them. They're gonna pass the ball. They know the plays. They can see things before they happen. They're just in the zone. They get a good flow state.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Football with me, same way. First year of football, everything's super fast. Like, oh man, I don't know how I'm catch up with this. Senior year, everything slows down. I can see the hole open before it even opens. I hit the hole. I'm literally tackling air before I even hit the guy because I know I'm about to tackle him because that's where he's going to be. I've watched it on film. I've seen it at practice. That's where he's going to be. I want to intercept this ball. I can turn around, and I'll turn around the last second and pick the ball off because I know that's where that ball's going on a drag route. That's just how it is. Boxing is the same thing. When you haven't ever done it and you're 30 years old,
That's
and you go out there and you start doing it with a guy that's 49 years old, but he's been boxing since he's 12.
Right.
And he's been doing martial arts since he's 12. And he's been teaching it since he's been in his 20s. And he's a black belt at all of these things. And he's the hand-to-hand combat instructor for Whitfield County. and he's on a SWAT team. This is the guy that I'm learning from.
This guy
right?
whoop our ass.
Yeah, literally, I told my dad. I said, Dad, I feel like I'm a pretty strong, aggressive, capable, athletic man that will tussle with anyone. Right? That's what I feel like. I could hold my own in a tussle. This guy, I swear on my life, would end it in less than 15 seconds if he wanted to.
Wow.
That was day one.
Yeah.
So now, like, I've learned how to
Now
like.
it's like 18 seconds.
Literally, maybe I
Yeah.
think I could get out of the first round. Like, I think I could get out of the
full
first
3
round.
minutes?
A full 3 minutes. I could get out, like, because it's one of those things where you're wearing gloves, like especially 16-ounce gloves, and you're covering up. I mean, you can obviously cover up the points where you don't want to get knocked out, and you can make it. Are you gonna be banged up in your like
Yeah, you're gonna be
torso?
hurting.
Yeah.
You're gonna be hurting. But if you can obviously block the spots that you don't want to get knocked out in, here's the issue: when they get up under you, and you're really, really close, and then you get a little bit tired, and you just drop that hand just a tad bit. You just barely drop it, and then that right hand comes right over your left hand from when you drop it, and he just stops right at your cheek and looks at you and goes, keep your hand up. You know, right then, you could have died. He could have knocked you out. He could have slit your throat with a knife. He could have just thrown you in the ditch somewhere.
But the thing I didn't realize, 16 ounces, that's a fucking pound. So your gloves.
These workouts, dude, Monday and Wednesday for the last 8 or 9 weeks it's been, we get there at about 6:45. We start warming up on our own in the bags, and then we're starting at 7:15. So we're already 30 minutes into it. And then we go until 9 o'clock with 16-ounce gloves on. So you've got a pound on your hands for
2
2
pounds.
hours. A pound on each hand.
A pound on each hand. And you got to realize, you're not gripping that pound,
No.
per se. Like, it's
You're
hanging
lifting it.
off your hand. So
Yeah.
it's like, eventually, that gets tiring.
So you're looking at every 3 minutes we're doing a drill. And you get about a 10 to 30 second break in between drills. And you're doing that the entire time. And the first day he put us out there, it was, hey, let's go do some body shots. We hit the bag for like 10 rounds. So that's a long time. And then you do some body shots. So it was me and my buddy St. John. St. John, you met St. John,
Yeah.
6'5",
Big motherfucker.
290-pound head security guard for Bob Weir of the Grateful Dead. He's in town now because of all this stuff's going on. He's not working, so we're doing this to help him with that and, whatever. I want to learn how to fight. So we're doing body shots. He's an ogre. He doesn't, and we don't know how to like stop our power at the first couple of sessions. We're just throwing haymakers. We're hitting each other in the face, uppercutting each other. Both got black eyes. Like it was fun, but like we don't know what we're doing, and everything was going so fast. We just had no form, zero form, blown up in less than a minute when we actually started. The bag, cool, hit the bag all day. Get in front of someone, start to get hit, you get real tight. Now you can't really move. Now you can't breathe. Now you're showing your punches.
Yeah, 'cause that bag doesn't punch back.
Yeah, it just doesn't it just doesn't look right. But now you can kind of tell after going to the head a little bit, getting punched in the face, learning that like, hey, you can take a jab. A jab's not going to knock you out. Just take the jab. Like it's not a big deal. How to kind of block the jab and return a jab, putting combinations together. I feel like no lie, if I was to get into a fight right now with someone that had zero combat experience, which is, let's just be honest, 98% of the world.
No, sure, yeah.
How many people, like, that's one of the biggest fears of people is getting into a fight. That's why you see all these fake tough guys. I was one of them. So, like, getting into a real fight with somebody, I feel like I would end their life if I wanted to.
I don't doubt
within a few minutes.
That's great.
But if I'm in there with anyone that's had as equal training as me or more training than me, even if they're smaller than me,
You're fucked.
dude, I feel like my cardio would keep me up, all my working out, and my core strength would keep me up, but it's just who wants to outlast each other. Because we had a drill the other day. We went 15 minutes at the end of training, 15 minutes straight, and then Sean went with me towards the very end. Sean's the guy that would literally kill me. And he's like, I'm going to go with you last round. We're just going to go to the body. So we go to the body. We're about 3 minutes into the body, and he's just tap, 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 not hurting me, but every now and then kind of get me in a rhythm, and then he'd just let loose. Wah-bah! Wah-bah! Bah! And then he'd just find like a little shot to my abdomen, or I'd be like, ugh, deep breath. I'd kind of come up, come back down, and he'd do it again. Tap, 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 tap. I'd get a little bit tired from keeping my hands up, holding 16-ounce gloves. Bah! Right into the abdomen. I'm like, God. And then finally, dude, he just had me up against the wall, and he was just going to town on me, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
Just left and right.
I literally, I can't pick these gloves up anymore. But thank you for that session, because I just got my ass kicked for 2 hours, and that was awesome. Because I know that if you didn't have that training, I will murder you, and I will pee on you when I'm done murdering you.
I've been in 7 fights in my life. I'm 3-1. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my ass whooped before, dude.
Like knocked out or just
knocked
beat?
Knocked out twice. Got my fucking ass whooped. Just bad. but then I've hurt people.
Now you've trained a little bit boxing.
Back in the day, that was back when Timmy was boxing.
Yeah.
And this dude's 6'5", longest arms in the world. So I got smart. I mean,
You on
I'm
the
not a
inside.
good basketball player. I'm smarter than everybody else.
So it wasn't like formal training, but when you're standing across a guy
I mean, we boxed each other
that's
every day.
6'5"
for probably
and his
a year.
arms are
Yeah.
huge.
It's just like he would literally fuck me up. I mean, what's funny is that dude. He was what 4 years older than me. He's my sister's baby daddy. But I learned how to play basketball from him. Learned how to box, sell drugs, all of it.
Right, awesome.
And so yeah,
Good role
this-
model.
Do drugs.
Yeah, this
I mean,
dude was
it just,
so much bigger than me. I had by the time I was, older, I had advantages because I was training or playing or doing all these things against a dude that was literally a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
You name it. But yeah, I've seen some dudes where it's just like, nope, I would never fight that guy. Like I know I could kill somebody probably just because of all the anger that's in me.
Yeah.
But I also know like, nah, I can take some hits, but there's also people who's just like run as fast as you can from those motherfuckers.
Well, dude, like these UFC guys, like just say Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Let's just say Khabib. Let's say Khabib. Somebody that would like literally like he can strike a little bit, but if he gets you to the ground and he just decides to not let you up and just punch you until he decides
or
he's
break
done,
your arm.
he could just kill you.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's not many of those people out there, but there's more than you.
Yeah.
And there's more than me. Like there's plenty of people out there that could just kill me if they wanted to.
It's not
And
fun.
that's humbling. But there's also plenty of people out there that I could kill.
I won one fight, and this dude would have whooped my ass probably. He was stronger than me, and he was crazy. And I didn't even know where the fight came from. I just remember being pushed up against a wall, and it was kind of like in a bad situation. And the only way out was headbutting him. And I headbutted the shit out of this dude. Split his head open right here and almost knocked him out, almost knocked me out. And that's how I got out of it.
Right?
That was it. That was all I had. If I didn't have that guy probably would whoop my ass.
Right.
So
Never underestimate a good headbutt.
Yeah.
'Cause, I had a very similar situation.
Yeah, don't you
Crown-
have experience? Didn't you train?
Yeah, I trained martial arts for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
When I was younger and wasn't fat. That's probably my problem now. But no, I was in the same situation. Probably, I'd say 9 or 10, and I always had bullies. But I took martial arts to learn if I ever was in the situation of I need to defend myself.
Choose peace.
No.
Be water.
I just said, if anybody ever comes at me with a fist, I will do everything I can to stop them and then walk away. And this guy had me up behind the school, our elementary school. He had me up against the wall, and he was whole cliche scruff of the neck on my shirt, and he was just talking down to me, just yelling in my face, and I just reared back, knocked him right in the head, crowned in my head into his nose, broke his nose. He was bleeding for 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
I just walked away. I was like, dude,
I
didn't
bet that
start
guy's
this.
a fucking loser now.
Oh, he's probably 3 kids. Yeah,
3 kids.
he's that type.
Man, oh man. Yeah, but that's
Dude,
pretty
I'm
much
gonna
the
come
world.
box now.
Dude,
I
come.
do too.
Monday or
These
Wednesday.
these guys at the gym over here, 'cause
Chris?
they were telling stories. There's 2 dudes in there. One of them just got his pro card.
Yeah.
And I was listening to their stories, and I was like, God, fuck that. There's just a different. It's a different switch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that in sports you have it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's got that switch, but these guys, it's a different kind of fucking switch.
Yeah.
Because it's literally fighting. That's it.
Yeah. It's
100%.
That's all they do.
the oldest, combat.
Yep.
Hand to
Hand
hand
to hand. Yeah.
combat.
One of the best quotes I've ever heard was from a female. She said, "Never trust a man that's never been in a fight." I was like, that's a good quote.
Yeah.
So I feel a little better now about myself.
Biggest thing for me was, Marcus is, 4, probably going to be starting sports here soon.
Okay.
I don't want to be the dad.
Right. You're just a life coach.
Yeah, I don't want to be the dad that gets beat up on the baseball field for running his mouth.
'Cause you will
I
run your
wanna
mouth.
I'm going to run my mouth.
Right.
So I want to be able to run my mouth and then hit somebody like a 1, 2, 3, and maybe
Yep.
hit him with a leg kick. Because you leg kick somebody,
Ooh, yeah.
they're done.
Yeah.
So I'm taking kickboxing actually, not
Ugh.
just box. Yeah. So that's a whole different game.
Don't break your
Like,
shin, dude.
Dude, hands are one thing. Kickboxing, completely different ball game. So
Good luck, bro.
I don't know. Let's get out of here. It's late. I gotta.
Yeah,
I still
what
gotta go
time
to the
is
gym.
it? I got
It's-
shit to do.
It's like 8 o'clock. I still gotta go to the gym, bro.
I've lost 3
I
clients.
gotta wrestle
this week.
tomorrow, and I gotta tan. Huh?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, fuck this week. Let's
Wait,
get
you're
out of
wrestling
here.
You
tomorrow?
lost 3 clients.
I've lost clients. I've
Cli-
fired people.
clients in. Yeah, I'm wrestling tomorrow. Canton. So clients of lawn
you
care
wrestling?
or
yeah, landscaping.
landscaping.
Yeah. What are you wrestling?
A Southern Honor. They're starting back up
Oh,
tomorrow.
you're actually wrestling. That's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
Yes, that's cool.
Dude, tell Gary that I challenge him to a match,
Okay.
a
I'll do it.
promoter match,
Yeah, for sure.
me versus him. He can come up with a name,
Yeah, that's cool. I'll
Sweet.
do it. It'll be sweet.
and then we'll really just eat barbecue the whole time.
That's all we'll do.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
guys, go to YouTube. I'm not going through the whole spiel. Go to YouTube, like it, subscribe, do the thing, share it. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave a review, 5-star review. If you don't want to leave that, then fuck you. That was not nice. That was not nice. Mom, Dad, apologize. I don't know
But
why I
hey,
said-
didn't-
Chris is a bad influence. He gets me cussing.
Wasn't there
sometimes.
like a bump in shares and likes when you threatened people?
Yeah, there was. There
Yeah.
was like 20-something likes on it. Reviews were all up there. Maybe I should just start threatening people.
Just punch them in the face.
If you do not like my Apple podcast, most likely you're going to get the coronavirus. That's
Like this
proven
video.
fact because you're probably a Democrat.
Like this video. I think your exact words were, like this video or I'm coming to your house,
Yeah.
opening your door,
and making
punching
like,
you,
Yeah,
and then you cut off before you got to anything else.
that's exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself, and I'm not going to. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you next week. Appreciate it. Bye.